I never thought I'd be writing this down, but I need to document what happened on the International Space Station during Expedition 87. NASA probably won't include this in the official reports, but someone needs to tell the truth about those 3 terrible days. It started like any other Tuesday in orbit. I was working on my algae growth experiment in the Columbus module, while Commander Rodriguez was fixing the water recycler and Dr. Kim was taking atmospheric readings. Just another day floating 250 miles above Earth. The trouble began when Martinez showed up with his experimental bacteria cultures. He'd been growing these weird strains that could potentially help with waste decomposition on long-duration missions. Important work, sure, but Martinez was always a bit careless. "Check these out," he said, floating a rack of petri dishes my way. "This orange one can break down plastic in under a week." I remember glancing at the samples, noticing how one dish had a strange purple-grey growth that seemed to pulse slightly. "What's that one?" I asked. Martinez shrugged. "Not sure yet. It showed up in the control sample. Probably nothing. If only we had known." We continued working side by side for another hour. I was logging data when I heard Martinez curse. One of his petri dishes had bumped against the wall and popped open. Most of the sample stayed contained, but I saw a tiny glob of that purple-grey stuff drift away. Martinez didn't notice it floating toward the galley where Johnson was preparing his lunch. "Got it all," Martinez said confidently, sealing the dish. I should have said something. I should have tracked that tiny blob. But I didn't. That evening, we gathered for dinner. Johnson had prepared his special space tacos, basically tortillas with rehydrated beef and hot sauce. He'd already eaten his portion by the time we joined him. "Good stuff," Johnson said, patting his stomach, though the beef tasted a bit off. Around 2200 hours, I was getting ready for sleep when I heard it. A long rumbling sound coming from Johnson's sleep station. At first, I thought it was equipment malfunction, maybe the ventilation system. Then came the smell. I've smelled bad things before. The station can get funky with 6 adults living in a sealed environment. But this was different. It was like rotten eggs mixed with sour milk and something else I couldn't identify. Something alien. "Johnson!" I called out. "You okay in there?" No response. Just another rumble followed by a hissing sound. By morning, the smell had spread through the entire station. We found Johnson looking pale and embarrassed. "Sorry, guys," he said, avoiding eye contact. "My stomach's been acting up all night." Rodriguez looked concerned. "Maybe you should check in with medical during today's comm window." Johnson agreed, but he never got the chance.